We're comparing the Younique Skin Solutions Concealer against the Skin Perfecting Concealer. First, I'm going in with Younique's eye primer. I always start off with this eye primer because it is very mattifying. So it's important to use an eye primer because I believe that anything that prevents or creates a barrier between your actual skin and the product, no matter how good that product may be, I think skincare is of the utmost importance, and the skin that covers our eye is the most delicate skin on our face, okay? So we want to make sure that we always create a barrier. So I am an avid believer of eye primers, and this eye primer is amazing because it is mattifying, it enhances colors, and it also fills in fine lines, okay? So once we have our eye primer on, I'm gonna go in with my brows. Now today I'm using a product by Reina Rebelde. So this is what the pomade looks like. It is described as a eye paint for brows and eyes. I just do the same process. I go in with an angled brush, line the brow, and fill it in. Okay, and that was filled in just by using an angled brush and this gel pomade. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with this. If you watch my brow tutorials, you see that I use this to clean up my brows. It's a razor, you can get it from a pharmacy. I just find it's easier to use this razor versus waxing. It's painless. It gets the job done. All right, I'm just going to brush away those hairs and get the concealer. Now, for concealer, I am going to use under my brow the new Younique concealer. This is the Skin Solutions Concealer. I haven't tested it out completely, but off the bat, I knew that it was similar in look to the Juvia's Place concealer. The Juvia's Place concealer is way more watery, but I'm still testing this. This is what the applicator looks like. It's igualito al de Juvia's Place. El mismo paquete, like everything is the same size. Everything parece al de Juvia's Place. However, the consistency is not like Juvia's Place. Okay, this is it. This consistency is not like Juvia's Place, but it's definitely thicker. But yeah, but it still has the same finish. And it's not as creamy as I would like. Actually, this is probably the wrong brush to use. This brush is horrible. Let me try a concealer brush. Okay, this concealer brush is hard. I don't know what the heck I put on this brush, but okay. So this is what it looks like. I'm gonna give it a minute to dry down, And I'm gonna go in on the other side. Now, since I'm just using this on my brows or for cleaning up my brows, I'm only putting it on the bottom. And this is in the shade Charmeuse. This is the shade that I normally highlight with in the regular Skin Perfecting Concealer. And this is what they look like. Now, this Skin Solution Concealer is significantly lighter than this. So what I'm gonna do is utilize the old one on top, just for comparison. Now, the original Skin Perfecting Concealer has an oily base, so it is a lot more creamier, but you can see the difference in the shades. This is the Skin Perfecting Concealer, this is the Skin Solutions Concealer. So this one is significantly lighter than this, even though that they are the same shade. So I think that is something to keep in mind. I'm gonna go in with the same brush. Okay, now this is gonna be a little bit lighter because I use the same brush, but we're gonna see how this compare. And out the back, you can see that it spreads a lot faster because it's more oily versus the Skin Solutions is a little bit more mattifying. Usually I use an angle brush for this, but now, because my natural skin is oily, this concealer is a lot more moisturizing, and it, in my opinion, blends a lot seamlessly into the skin because it is oily. Like, you could feel the oil just gliding with this Skin Perfecting Concealer. Whereas the other one, let's see if I could get this straight. The other one on the bottom is more mattifying, and you can definitely see the difference off the back. Now, once they are spread out and blended out, I don't really see a difference color-wise. Now, when I originally put them on the palette, you can definitely see the difference in color. But on my skin, against my skin tone, I don't really see a difference in color. Now, I'm gonna go in with this J5 round eyeshadow blending brush from Juvia's Place, and I'm just going to blend that out. So I'm just gonna diffuse. Vamos a difuminar el corrector. Primero voy a empezar con el de abajo y después con el de arriba, ¿ok? Porque no quiero mezclar el producto en la brocha. No quiero mezclar el producto en la brocha. Déjame tratar de difuminarlo primero. I'm going to try to diffuse it first, to blend it first, instead of mixing top and bottom. I want to completely mix one first with this blending brush and then go in with the top. So to me, it blends a lot better. It blends now that I let it dry, because the first time that I tried it, oh my goodness, I was like, ¿Qué esto? Like, what is this? What is this mess? And I was like, you know, for a luxury product to have similar packaging as Juvia's Place, let's just say I was not impressed originally when I tested it, but I did not think of it as a mattifying product, and that's where I went wrong. So I just applied it and went right into blending it, and I was not very impressed for first impression. So I was like, okay, let me kind of take my time, regroup, and try again. So that's what we're doing today. Okay. Okay, so we're comparing the Younique Skin Solutions Concealer against the Skin Perfecting Concealer. These two I've applied to my eyebrows. Usually I go in with the Skin Perfecting Concealer. I use this to shade my eyebrows as well as highlight under my eye. That is what I use this for. Underneath my eye is very sensitive. That skin is very, very thin. And so I want to go in with a creamy concealer, and there's no concealer as creamy as the Younique Skin Perfecting Concealer. And I'm saying that comparing it to some of my other concealers, such as the Fenty Beauty Concealer, the amazing Pat McGrath Concealer. This is my favorite concealer to date as far as highlighting under my eye and blurring, okay? But I pair this after I've already completed my entire look using the Skin Perfecting Concealer. So if I want to moisturize and protect my skin under eye, I go in with this as a base. I go in with this prior to applying my foundation. But when I want to perfect the look overall, I go in with the Pat McGrath just to blur everything, especially I have large pores, and their blurring powder for under eye just takes my look to another level. So this is my favorite concealer overall to date, but definitely my favorite hydrating creamy concealer is this. I cannot use any other concealer to protect underneath my eye other than this one. This one is amazing. I also have the Juvia's Place concealer, as I mentioned before, but for me personally, for everyday, this is what I use, the Skin Perfecting Concealer from Younique. So now that we have that all blended out nicely, I think it blended seamlessly. I think it came out nice and smooth, and it also highlighted my under eye. Usually I go in with a shadow for that, and I don't see any issues there. It's not patchy, but I'm gonna go ahead and apply product just to see what we have going on, okay? Because usually what I do is after I finish, I go in with Colored Raine eyeshadow in the shade Angel Face, which is this beige color right here. And that's what I use to set my underbrow concealer. So I'm gonna go in with that shade on a fluffy brush just to see how it pairs with this concealer. And usually I do this step because I want to make sure that everything stays put underneath my eye, especially when I get started with an eyeshadow look, and also because I love how this shade melts into my skin and gives such a natural highlight. Now the concealer itself is doing an excellent job of highlighting underneath my eye. It's also doing an excellent job of staying put. It's not like most concealers, when I apply the product, you can see it be like choppy or whatever. It's very opaque. It has a lot of cover. Es que la cobertura es lo que quería decir. It has a lot of coverage. Sometimes when you try to translate stuff, it doesn't come out right. Like the words that you instead of speaking, you're translating and you say the wrong word. So I was thinking cobertura and I said cover instead of coverage. Ay, 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 ay. Anyway. Okay. So far I don't see any creasing. I don't see anything breaking up. Underneath my eye looks seamless. As far as the not the consistency, but as far as the comparison from the Skin Solutions Concealer to the Skin Perfecting Concealer, I think overall the finish is similar. I don't see that much of a difference from one to other, but definitely the formulas are completely different. Okay, so I want to give you a little bit of facts as it relates to this particular concealer. It is made with a blend of waxes and emollients for a flexible blendable formula. It's packed with nourishing ingredients like caffeine, hyaluronic acid, which we love, vitamin E, and squalane. Squalane? Squalane. The applicator features a hollow reservoir to pick up the perfect amount of product with a flat and rounded side. We don't even use Nogada because the packaging is similar to Juvia's Place, okay? It has the same applicator. The packaging is fat. It has a lot of product. It has a total of, I want to say it's 10 milliliters or 0.33 fluid ounces. It's available in 20 shades. The price is $29. And I think the main thing that I like about it is that it has hyaluronic acid. I really like the finish though. That's cute. You have to give it a chance to dry it on because the first time I tried it, I did not like it. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, what? Because I was comparing it to the previous product, which I used on top. No creasing. I don't have no creasing. I think overall, the concealer is very nice. Yes. Those are my thoughts on the Younique Skin Solution Concealer. It's available in 20 shades. You can use them for covering blemishes. Ay, Dios mío, es como que no puedo hablar. You can use them for covering blemishes. You can use them for highlighting, contouring, and you can actually use them as a foundation. So let me know your thoughts. Do you want to try out the Skin Solution Concealer by Younique? This is new. It launched on October 1st, 2020. It is currently available. I will put all the links below if you want to go ahead and test and try it out. If you have tried it out, please let me know what shade you have. The shade that I use is Charmeuse. My foundation shade for reference is Cypress. If you have any other questions for me, I'll be glad to assist. I am your beauty consultant, Mr. Set with CaribCultura Beauty, and thank you so much for watching.